Hamas has announced that it's working with mediators to tackle the Israeli prevention of displaced individuals in southern Gaza to return to the north, which is a violation of the ceasefire agreement. Hamas criticized Israel for delaying under the pretext of the detainee Arbil Yahoud, despite assurances that she's alive and guarantees for her release. Hamas held Israel responsible for the delays and affirmed its commitment to resolving the issue through mediation. That came as thousands of displaced Palestinians have gathered, waiting for the withdrawal of Israeli occupation forces to return to their home in Gaza City. Under the agreement, Israel was to begin allowing Palestinians to return to their homes in northern Gaza through a Netzarim corridor. Israeli army spokesperson for Arab media has announced that the Netzarim route remains closed to displaced Palestinians returning from southern to northern Gaza. He attributed the closure to Hamas' alleged violation of the ceasefire agreement. He emphasized that current restrictions, including the Netzarim closure, will remain in place until the release of Israeli civilian Arbil Yahoud is finalized through mediation. He urged Palestinians to comply with safety directives and await further announcements regarding the route's reopening. Israeli occupation forces have continued their large-scale offensive on the city of Jenin for the sixth consecutive day. Since the assault began on Tuesday, 15 Palestinians have been killed, dozens have been injured or detained, and significant damage have been inflicted on civilian properties, public and private facilities, and critical infrastructure, including water and electricity networks. Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan has stressed the importance of a ceasefire in Gaza and halting Israeli violations. This came during a press conference with Iraqi counterpart Fuad Hussein. Fidan highlighted discussions on combating terrorist groups in Iraq, expanding cooperation by involving regional countries, and avoiding instability in Iraq despite regional disagreements. He emphasized his focus on close communication between Iraq and Syria's new administration and reaffirmed the importance of making the Gaza ceasefire permanent while continuing cooperation on shared concerns. The Lebanese Ministry of Health has reported that Israeli attacks on southern towns have claimed 11 lives and the injury of 83 others. It added that 11 people were killed and 9 injured in Hawla, with the wounded receiving treatment at Tibnin Governmental Hospital. Additionally, the ministry confirmed in its statement that 8 people were injured in Kafr Killa and transported to Marjayoun Governmental Hospital for medical care. Lebanese President Joseph Aoun has called on residents of southern villages to exercise restraint amid escalating events in the south. Aoun expressed solidarity with southern communities, celebrating the triumph of justice and urged trust in the armed forces. He reaffirmed that Lebanon's sovereignty and territorial integrity are non-negotiable and emphasized his commitment to addressing the issue at the highest levels to safeguard their rights and dignity. Lebanese Prime Minister-designate Nawaf Salem has spoken with President Joseph Aoun to discuss the evolving situation in southern Lebanon. Salem expressed full confidence in the Lebanese armed forces, particularly the army, in safeguarding Lebanon's sovereignty and ensuring the safe return of southern residents to their villages. He reaffirmed his commitment to prioritizing the reconstruction of homes and villages in the South Bekaa and Beirut, emphasizing that rebuilding is not just a promise but a pledge. Moving on to Syria, where the European Union have announced that they may soon suspend sanctions on Syria to energy and transport. European Union foreign ministers will discuss the matter at a meeting in Brussels on Monday. However, they have yet to reach a consensus on whether to ease restrictions on financial transactions. The chief of the European Union Foreign Policy, Kaja Kallas, stated that she hoped a political agreement on easing the sanctions could be reached at the gathering.
Syria in all its diversity.